Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to Stonehearth and our Ascendancy playthrough. It is Monday. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your week. I am going to be stressed out at work around this time, unfortunately, but hey, what are you going to do? Anyway, I already talked about this in the Raya's Children video, but there are going to be some changes coming for the channel. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Basically, views are kind of falling off a bit. Things are not where they need to be blunt. I probably was never going to be able to sustain the growth that I was seeing before anyway, but it has gotten worse. So things have fallen off. I need to kind of look at the channel and figure out what needs to happen to improve things. Come on, this is hurting cats. Just fucking, I lose one every time. Please, follow your fucking orders. Fall back. Please fall back so the rest of your idiots show up and help. There we go. Alright. Right. I'll just leave him as he is for now. So, like I said, there's going to be some changes coming for the channel. Views have kind of fallen off. New subscribers have kind of fallen off. It's just kind of all the metrics that you can use to figure out how a channel is doing have kind of dropped a bit, and it's time to kind of take a look at that and make some changes appropriate based on that. So can you follow orders, dude? Thank you, stupid idiot. So yeah, I gotta see what's working, what's not working, and go from there. And one of the things, it could just be a timing thing, where it was fine, but because of the timing it looks like people weren't into it, is this day in gaming history thing did not seem to be working at all. So I might revisit it at some point and see if I could do a better job of it, or use it in a different way that would be interesting, but for now it is going away. We're not going to be doing that anymore. The commentary maybe suffered for it, I'm not sure. Gameplay suffered, I don't know. I don't have enough detail to be able to say why exactly it fell off, but it definitely fell off. So taking a step back, like I said, seeing what's working, what's not working, and making changes based on that. So that's one of the changes. Other than that, there's also going to be some lineup change. What do you... Holy shit. How do you get over here? Both of you. Alright, well the military will slowly make their way home and resolve that, hopefully. Meanwhile, we need to promote this guy. Be a knight. So yeah, changes there, but the lineup changes are going to be coming as well. Not this week, but the following week. And that includes the end of this series, actually. Stonehearth is not going away, but this playthrough is. So we're going to be keeping the Raya's Children playthrough for now, and then possibly doing some other playthrough after that, depending on how things go. But Stonehearth is not going away, Ascendancy is. And, it's nothing wrong with the game or anything, it's just things have changed. The views are not where they once were. Okay, we're getting attacked here, so let's pull everyone back in. You guys don't mind actually following orders? Thank you. Military will come in and deal with it. Other than that, I'm trying to... Okay, there we go. The schedule is no longer a black screen. So I'll probably do a channel update video or something like that. No promises. I may decide not to, but I'm thinking about doing it, and I have pretty much an idea of what I'm going to do. It's not set in stone, but I have a plan. And the plan is basically Raya's Children is going to stay right where it is, or maybe move to Saturday instead of Sunday. Probably going to be Saturday instead of Sunday. I think that's a good change, actually. And then Darkest Dungeon is going to go to 5 episodes a week instead of 7. Because as much as I enjoy playing it, it's not really... People don't seem to be enjoying it that much, so gotta scale that back a little bit, because frankly I'm I'm kind of not killing myself doing this, but I am seriously hurting myself by making these videos so often. And I usually wind up, like, I haven't had a weekend to actually relax in a good long while now. So we're gonna kind of kick back up eventually to this pace of putting out videos, but it's gonna scale back a little bit in the short term. And I'll get into the details of that later a little bit, but yeah, so Darkest Dungeon to 5, Stonehearth Ascendancy ends for now. And Rise Children stays the same, Life is Feudal stays the same. Northgard already ended. So that one I will revisit as updates dictate. I may revisit RimWorld, because RimWorld has... No, dude, you're not going over there. RimWorld had a big update at some point, I'm not actually sure when, but it was updated relatively recently. Let's get rid of that, please. There's a big one. It's got like a world map and stuff, so I'm thinking about that. Not sure if I'm ready to go back to RimWorld, but we'll see. Either way. Okay, good. We'll deal with it. No one coming in from over here, so that's fine. You know what? I'm gonna wall this off. And it's not working. I really have no incentive to deal with this right now. I think that'll do it. That should be fine. As long as they're not on the wrong side of it. We could, I mean, that stops us from getting new people, but I don't think that's necessary right now. No need to worry about it. Okay, well, I don't know what anyone's doing, but they seem to be running around doing whatever. So yeah, basically, with the changes that I've just mentioned, it basically puts us at, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, we're going to have one video. That's Rise Children, Darkest Dungeon. And then every other day has 2 videos, usually Darkest Dungeon, Life is Feudal. Except Saturday has Darkest Dungeon, Rise Children. So, is that going to be where we stay? No. There's going to be other videos that are going to be, other series that are going to be coming. What those series are is not really set in stone yet, so I kind of need to figure that out. There's one game that I'm looking at on Steam right now. I already bought it. I need to play it a bit and see how it looks. It's an RPG. Kind of looking forward to that. I think RPGs might be a little bit more my style, a little bit. I'm really enjoying Darkest Dungeon, and I like kind of the analytical, trying to figure out what the right move is aspect of it. So you may see more of those games on that channel. Not entirely sure, but it's a thought for now. So I'm still going to be playing town builders and stuff, so that's not going anywhere. But I might, do short series for a few different things. Basically, my goal is to be a little bit more agile and have a few different... I kind of have my base series, which historically has been Stonehearth. But I would rather have a little bit more of like a varied base, where I say, okay, well, it's not just going to be Stonehearth. I'm going to have a combination of Life is Feudal, Stonehearth, and Darkest Dungeon as kind of the baseline, and then 1 or 2 other like short-running series that'll run for like a month or 2 each. Which will be a combination of revisiting games that have been updated and new games that I haven't touched before, and basically go from there to kind of figure out what's working, what's not. Because the problem with YouTube is jumping all over the place doesn't work too well, in my opinion, because you can't really get to know the game that well. And frankly, there's not that many good games that are... there are not that many games that are worth covering from a business perspective, because I could do videos on Breath of the Wild, or... Well, not Breath of the Wild, because Nintendo will fuck me because they have an outdated idea of how this thing works. But I could do videos on Horizon. Playing that, enjoying it, it's a great game. But so is everyone else. Everyone's playing it. And I feel like if you're a small YouTuber, you can't really do series on big games like that because you don't matter. At that point, you're irrelevant. So it's no one's gonna see me in the chaos of all the other people playing it. I'm just gonna be, you know, and I think that's happening to a degree with Darkest Dungeon. So for an even bigger game like Horizon, for me to go in and say, yeah, I'm gonna do a series on that, that's just stupid, I think. I really strongly feel like that's not something that would work for me. So that's not really what I'm going for. I like indie games, like just small things, just little stuff that works. Like Northgard is a great example. It's a great game. Fantastic game that I'm gonna be coming back to periodically. It's not even the kind of game that I normally like, but I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it. So, stuff like that. Life is Feudal Forest Village is a good example. There's just, you know, that's kind of more what I want to play. So I gotta try and find games like that and get them on the channel. It does kind of increase costs from a perspective of needing more art, but I'm trying to figure out how to manage that and make it a little bit easier. Because it's not a simple thing to get art made for a series. My thumbnails are one of the few things. I like to think my commentary is high quality, but one of the things that's kind of indisputably high quality is my thumbnails are superb. I love them. So I feel like that is something that I could kind of credit for some of the success that I've seen in the past, is just the ability to have like well-made thumbnails just right there and available for me anytime I need them. Has been, not anytime I need it, you get what I mean. What I mean to say is basically, I've generally had high quality thumbnails for everything I've done. And that's really helped a lot to draw people in and get views, I think. Because it looks professional. And I like to consider myself to be a professional, but it's not as simple as what you think. You actually have to be a professional. And my skill level is not necessarily up to that standard just yet. Hopefully it will get there, and I think it will. I don't think I'm bad at this, it's just I'm not as practiced at it as many other streamers might be. So, anyway, point is the art helps, so making sure that stays good is something that I'm trying to make sure I take care of. Good, they picked him up. I was worried we're gonna have another death. So yeah, there's some logistics to figure out how to make it happen, get everything working, but these are the last several episodes of this series, as I said, and we're gonna be working on getting some good content out there, so hopefully you look forward to that and can enjoy that when it does come out, which will be starting, I don't know when, but the changes start on the 27th, which is it's a week from today, I guess. And it'll just be Darkest Dungeon, Life is Feudal on that date, so. It'll be good. I honestly need it, because I've talked about this a lot, and I always say everything is stressful, right? I am always talking about how stressful things are at that particular moment, but getting the final paperwork to buy a house and, you know, dealing with work, which has been, my boss got laid off a while ago. And it's hard to get it. I can't really get into detail about why, but that kind of led to things becoming a lot more involved and stressful at work. So it's been tough to take a moment and even just think about what I'm going to do with the channel, because I've known that the views have been down for a while. That's not a new thing. But finding the time to actually do something about that and figure out what needs to happen to resolve that has been difficult. And thankfully I finally got some time to get that thought through and figure out, okay, well, not only... Damn, I have a lot. Let's do 50-50 here too. Not just to say, hey, here's exactly how bad it is, here's what's, you know, what the damage is, and not just to figure that out, but to figure out, okay, well, how do you deal with it then? Where do you go from there? Has been tough. Finding the time for that has not been easy, so... Let's see. Let's just do 25-25 on this. I think that's fine. We don't need to go for 50. Well, we can't do 50-50 is my point, but you get the idea. You get what I meant. So yeah, it's good to kind of take a step back, prune the excess, basically, is what we're doing right now, and then once that's resolved, figure out, okay, well, where do we go from here? And hopefully we will see that coming up very soon here. I'm hoping to have, like, I want to get stuff going right away, but at the same time, I might have to fly down to San Diego to see the new house and get it, you know, try to work on getting it fixed up. Thankfully, family's helping out with that, so I don't have to put too much effort into it, but I still, you know, I obviously have financial interest in this house being occupied by tenants and taken care of, so I do need to put some effort into making sure that everything's kosher on that side. Even though you know, it's not that I distrust family or anything, they're fine. It's just, you know, you don't throw a bunch of money at something like that and then not go look at it at the very least, because I still haven't seen it at all. I'm buying this place. I've never been to the property, never seen the interior whatsoever. You know, we do this the right way. We've had inspections. My family's seen it multiple times. I'm not worried about it at all, but still, I haven't seen it personally, so at some point I'm going to have to go down there and take a look, and that may be in the next couple of weeks, which will lead to being behind on my work and everything else that goes with that. So it'll be... Basically, if I've got 20 videos to make during that time, it's going to be a little tough, is what I'm getting at. So taking a step back is going to, in the short term, is good for a lot of different reasons. And it's hard to do, because in this job you might, or not job, but like working, doing YouTube videos like this, doing Let's Plays, it's a little weird. I can't really compare it to anything else too much, but the mentality for me, and I think for a lot of people, is like, well, you make a video, I fucked that one up. You make a video, and it gets however many views, and let's say it gets more views than your average video. So mentally you're like, oh, I should make another one, because that one did well, so I should capitalize on this and keep making videos and putting more out, and it just keeps getting more and more and more, because you're like, oh yeah, I'm having success, I really need to buckle down and bear down and make some good stuff and put it out and give them something to watch and do this other series and this other series, and oh, this one's doing well, so I want to do that every day, or oh, I'm enjoying this, so I want to do that every day. And it's really easy to go too far. And it can be difficult to understand that sometimes less is more. I know not necessarily from a viewer's perspective, so for you it might feel like, oh, well, I wanted to watch the Ascendancy series and now it's going away, that's shitty, but from a business perspective and just personal health perspective, honestly, as well, this is, at least to a degree, a very necessary thing to do. Unfortunately. Let's get another house built here, because they're being very slow. Where is it? Two-person home, there we are. So yeah, I hope you guys aren't mad at me for, well, someone really needs to show everyone that they're important by revving their engine. It's easy to get carried away and go overboard and do something that you shouldn't be doing. And this is a sentiment that is not, you know, I'm hardly the first person to think of this. Lots of streamers have voiced their concern, like their perspective on this. To a degree, the cynicism and like lack of interest in a day job helps, because it stops you from going too far. Now, you have to be careful with that, because you still need to use it to, You still need to get your work done. You can't just be, oh, I don't want to work, so I'm not going to work. You still have to shut up and put your head down and work. But, you know, it's stopping yourself from being too involved and overworking yourself can be good. You know, there's a reason that there's an end of the day. And the problem for me is not only is that not really my personality, it's I don't really... If I'm doing something and it's benefiting me, I want to keep doing it. Like, it's that simple. But even at my day job, there is no end to the day, really. I'm gonna go work. It's Sunday today when I'm recording this. I'm gonna go work right after this, so... I'm not mentally used to making this call and saying, you know, hey, I need to take a step back in order to get things to improve. Because that's just not something that has been a part of my life for the last 5, 6 years that I've been working. So it's something new that I need to train myself to be better at. But at any rate, that is going to do it for today's episode. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care.